Hello and welcome to the lecture on crystallography. So, crystallography it involves the general consideration of how crystals can be built from small units. So, we are going to study how crystals are going can be built from small units. That's that's nothing but crystallography. And so here it corresponds to infinite repetition of identical structural units. So we have one small unit and we are going to repeat infinitely, then we are going to get crystal. So it's basically the study is dealing about this repetition of identical structural units. So the small unit is referred as unit cell. Now the structure of all crystals, the structure of all the crystals, they can be described by a lattice. Uh, so here, where a group of atoms are allocated to every lattice point. So we are going to study the structure of crystals by lattice, and here every lattice point will be occupied or will be allotted an atom, or every lattice point has an atom. Now here crystal structure, it is nothing but regular arrangement of atoms or molecules. So it is basically three-dimensional arrangement of atoms or molecules or ions on a lattice. Now crystallography, it is concerned with the laws governing crystalline state of solid materials, with the arrangement of atoms in crystals and with their physical and chemical properties, their synthesis and growth. So here, uh, based on the crystal, based on the crystal, the properties like chemical and physical are going to be dependent, and the synthesis of that also depends on the type of crystal. So, what synthesis we have to use to make it depends on the crystalline state of that solid material. Suppose if we want to synthesize a particular solid material, how we have to synthesize that, that depends on the crystalline state of that solid material. So here, learn understanding the crystalline state of the solid material becomes critical, because then only we will be able to synthesize it when we understand its crystalline state. So that's why crystallography study is very important for uh, material science engineers who are metallurgy as well, who are going to uh, fabricate thin films or fabricate solid materials. So study of crystallography is critical for these people. And synthesis and growth. So generally we have to grow the material uh, to get in the desired form. Now crystals play a role in many subjects. Among them mineralogy, inorganic, organic and physical chemistry, physics, metallurgy, material science, geology, geophysics, biology and medicine. So the crystals uh, have a significant role in all of these subjects. Like for example, if you see metallurgy or material science, where you deposit thin films or so forth, there we have a crystal. Means we can characterize the material with respect to crystal. So, and in even in other fields like geology or geophysics and different inorganic, organic, and physical chemistry and so forth, in these subjects, the crystals has a vital role. That is, uh, whatever the things that we do in these domains has a characteristic feature of crystal. So the characteristic feature of crystal is important in this case. So next, let's see the relation between crystal and lattice. So here, the relation between crystal and lattice, it can be expressed by like in this way, that crystal is equal to lattice plus motif. So here, what is motif? So motif is nothing but an atom. Either it could be a single atom or group of atoms associated with each lattice point. So the motif also can be called as basis. Now every crystal has a lattice and it has a motif. So at every lattice point we have atom and that is called motif. So lattice, it will describe the underlying periodicity of crystal, whereas motif, atom or group of atoms which are periodically repeated. And lattice tells us how to repeat, whereas motif will tell what to repeat. So a point or space lattice, uh, so it is a three-dimensional periodic arrangement of points, and it is a pure mathematical concept. So lattice is a pure mathematical concept because here we are dealing with the period points and three-dimensional periodic arrangement of points. Uh, so that's why it is. Uh, so that's why it is a pure mathematical concept. Now, so here, what is lattice translation? So any vector from one lattice point to another lattice point. So here we have different lattice points. So one one from one lattice point to another lattice point, we have a vector, and this is called lattice translation. So a lattice would have many such lattice translations. That is, this vector, it can be a lot many are possible in this way. So this is about lattice translation. Now let's see about the unit cell. So what is unit cell? It is a region of space which can generate the entire lattice by repetition through lattice translation. So the vectors A, B, and C, these will define a unit cell, which may alternatively describe the six lattice parameters. So here A, B, and C are three lattice parameters, and there are also other three lattice parameters. Now application of lattice translation to the unit cell, this will produce the entire lattice, uh, entire space lattice. So here a single unit cell will define the entire lattice because by the application of lattice translation to this unit cell, we can generate the entire space lattice. Now, so every unit cell, it has 8 vertices and 6 phases. So like a cube has 6 phases and 8 vertices. So at all vertices, there is an identical point. At vertices, we will get identical point at each corner of a cube or yeah. So this is about unit cell. So these are the basics related to crystallography. Thanks for watching this video. In the next video, we will see more concepts.